What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails into Reverie. Last time we went through the 6th stratum and made it all the way to the depths. We still have a boss to fight there. But we also unlocked 2 of the 5 gold ceiling stones, which gave us playable McBurn and playable Toval. So that's pretty insane that McBurn is finally playable, and obviously Toval we've had playable in 3 of the 4 Cold Steel games. So this is his 4th playable appearance. Actually, was he playable in Cold Steel 3? I don't remember if he was. Okay, maybe he was. No, I don't recall Toval ever being playable in Cold Steel 3, actually. Okay, so it was Cold. So it's been 2 games. This is the 3rd game Toval has been playable in. But we are pretty much done with our pulls for right now, so we're going to use the tree real quick and then see what awaits us there. We're pretty much going to fight whoever is waiting at the end of Area 6. See whatever cutscene we get at the end of that, and then we'll come back here and do the next daydream that we have to do, which has to do with Makarov, Mary, Aurelia, and Bardius. I don't know if I ever watched this one, but based on Mary and Makarov being in, I wonder if it's like a love thing? I don't know. I also don't know why I'm walking down here instead of just teleporting. Let's head to the depths and see what opponent will be barring our path. It's her again. Look, she showed up again. What do you mean again? You weren't even here the first time. But it's not just her, I sense. Oh, lovely! Roselia, the Burning Sphinx. It would have been more fitting if I brought Roselia along. Golden Unicorn Ardgris. Erebonia's Holy Beasts. I wonder if they're like... Screw talking, let's see what these beasts can do. Well, you heard McBurn. He just wants to fight. Why are you facing... Oh, that's why. They're surrounding us. Got it. Thanks. You want to play? Let's play. Let's see. Now we're using it. How much did that do to... Oh my god, that almost killed Ardgris. No problem. termination slash ascend. Oh, it had me concerned something else was gonna happen. Like, it just kind of like stopped and nothing was going.
Yoshi, 掴んだ。ま、こんなもんだろ。よし。やったね。
What are the odds I get another gold? Nope. So the plan is, after this daydream we're about to watch, you won't see me recording again until I've gotten the other 3 gold stones. But obviously we have some stuff to do first. Yeah, that was some battle. Not bad, but going by what the mirror said. Yeah, I don't think who we were supposed to face here. Why must you persist? She looks just like Kia. Kia? Her hair and eyes are different colors, but otherwise she looks identical. Her aura is nothing like Kia's, though. It's weird to see McBurn talking about Kia as if he knows anything. That's because I'm nothing like her. Kia is not my name. I have not been in existence for long, but at the same time I have existed in this space since long before your arrival. You are the invaders, not me. What do you mean? How are we invaders? Falsities detected. The Black Mirror is responsible for the administration and supervision of this place. Irrespective of how you came to exist, your presence is an irregularity. Now requesting you relinquish control of this area at once. You misunderstand. This situation may be irregular, but my existence is not. All would be well had the observer of the land of Erebos not chosen to intervene in the casuality in the land of fate. Interfering in casuality, does that mean what I think it does? But who does she mean when she means observer of the land of Erebos? There's much you don't know, and I see no reason to enlighten you. Persist in your resistance, and the consequences will be devastating. Consider this your final warning. Cool, thanks. Well, can't say I understood a word of that. Even you, of all people. I don't even know if this dialogue specifically is meant for each individual person. I think it just depends how your party makeup is. We should probably discuss this with the others. The party borrowed the mirror's power again to communicate with those back in the garden. And it was someone who looked just like Kia who said all that? It's troubling to hear she called us invaders. Do you have any clue what she meant, Kia? Sorry, I'm sure you're just as confused as the rest of us. Yeah. But while she was talking, I got this strange feeling. This vague sense of unease I'd been feeling suddenly felt much stronger. If only I knew who she is. I couldn't sense a single thing from her, but that's never happened to me before. I see. It's no wonder you're feeling nervous then. For real. If you couldn't sense anything about her destiny at all, that goes beyond unusual. Well, I imagine this is all far from coincidence. That includes her being here and her choosing to assume Kia's appearance. Maybe so, but I don't even have dots to connect here. Same here, I'm totally lost. There's something I think it's supposed to say nagging at me, but I can't put my finger on it. In what way? Well, I think it's safe to assume she's somehow related to Kia. But I don't feel like she's only related to Kia. That's all, sorry. I wish she had more to contribute. No, I'm glad you told us. That could help point us in the right direction. You still getting that strange feeling, Milliam? Yeah, if anything, it's stronger than ever. So it's somehow connected to Kia as well as our 2 resident OZ units. I wonder what the reason for that could be. I'm sure the unclouded eye technique will be invaluable here. But before we go into that, I've got a question for you, Black Mirror. Just what is the Reverie Corridor? That's a good question. Yeah, kind of hard to grapple the harder problems when we don't have the first clue on the basics. We were just summoned here one day. It's helped us get stronger, so it's cool it exists, but we know next to nothing about its true nature. It may be difficult to comprehend with your scope of understanding, but I will try to answer. The Reverie Corridor is a term applied to realms that can be expanded freely in order to fulfill a specific purpose. The gnomes use these as proving grounds to select future awakeners for Divine Knights. It should be noted, however, that the administration feature was not part of my original functions. Really? But didn't you tell us you were the space's administrator? The Black Mirror is a system designed to watch over Casuality and guard its laws from interference. Roughly 1,200 years ago, I detected the near limitless scanning of those laws by Elysium's predictions. 1,200 years ago? How long has this been around? This caused me to forcibly reactivate from sleep mode. A whole system built to watch over Casuality. No pressure. So we're here in essence because of Elysium. But what do you mean by forcibly reactivate? By the time I had reactivated, Elysium had already deployed manifestations of the impossible on a vast scale. It was apparent that my original functions would not suffice, and so I created a Reverie Corridor in a high-level phase space. Okay. Through the Black Mirror's administration, I aim to bring out the true potential of its visitors. I see. That explains quite a bit, though there's still plenty beyond our understanding. Even this is a lot to take in, really. Elysium was capable of making the impossible possible in Zemuria. Defeating something of that nature should have been out of our reach. The only reason we emerged victorious is because we trained in a place that, like Elysium, was not of this world. So that's why you brought us here. Can't play by the rules when you're up against something that calculates your every move. When you look back on it, it's easy to see that this space was the key to our victory. And even with the training we gained through here, overcoming Elysium was no easy task. It took all we had to eke out victory. That we won makes being brought here worth its while, so thank you, Black Mirror. As you can tell, we could have easily lost our fight without your intervention. So if the girl in white really is causing trouble here, then we'll fight again to keep things here right. Yeah. It's our responsibility to see what Elysium left behind the same way we dealt with Elysium itself. Hey, I should be the one saying that. I just want to get this done and over, so I can get back to being lazy. Nadia. Oh boy, now that I got a better idea of what's going on, I'm all fired up to fix it. That doesn't feel like an appropriate reaction to these grim circumstances, but I understand the sentiment. I'm right there with her. I want to know why you two are getting that weird feeling, and sitting here worrying about it won't get us answers. Taking care of things directly has always been this group's way anyway. To each his own, I suppose. Alright, this is as fine a time as any to ask something that's been on my mind for some time now. I want to know who you are, Black Mirror. It's hard not to wonder who is capable of interfering with the laws of Casuality and shifting our circumstances like so. Hold on. What are you even suggesting, Rufus? I've been asking the same question myself. We're talking to an entity that can create a space like this. Yeah, this place is on the same scale as Phantasma. The girl referred to... I like the look of Phantasma better. I know it obviously wasn't, prettier in a scale, or in a sense, but I just love the, like, vast space around it, instead of just a bunch of floating books. The girl referred to the Black Mirror as the observer of the land of Erebos, didn't she? Couple that with the Black Mirror calling itself a system designed to watch over Casuality, and it gives me an idea. I think the Black Mirror is. I see now. You've observed the Empire for a very long time indeed, haven't you? While authoring the Black Records. No way. I had a feeling. The Black Mirror's true identity is likely one of the many artifacts left behind in phase space. The Casuality recording engine Azoth. That name appeared in the last of the Black Records. Yeah, it did. That answers that then. Correct. Azoth and the Black Mirror are one and the same, with Azoth being the initial identifying title. 1207 years before the present time, I was activated by Arnor the Adjunticator, and have since existed as the Black Records. I used the Spirit Veins synchronization with the Spirit Shrines to record and preserve major events for all eternity. Well, that's a big lore drop. So for all these years, you've been watching over Erebonia while trying to steer it down the right path. The Black Records were an incredible guide for us, yeah. They were also the foundation of His Excellency's plan. Everything has fallen into place for me now. You gotta be pretty devoted to your job to keep at for 1,200 years, but it paid off big for us. As a descendant of House Arnor, I can hardly begin to express my gratitude. I can't quite relate as much as all of you from the Empire can, but now we partly know the meaning behind what the girl said. It makes me curious about. The situation may be irregular, but my existence is not. All would be well had the observer of the land of Erebos not chosen to intervene in the Casuality of the land of fate. So, she's saying that all the interference of the Black Records and all of that wouldn't have caused any problems. The Casuality of the land of fate part rings a bell for some reason. Same for me, it's at the tip of my tongue too. Yeah. For all you guys? Looks like it's just the SSS. Oh well, I'm sure it'll be made clear as we keep going. Honestly, that's about all we can do if we want more answers. I'm sure that wasn't the last time the girl will show herself before us. Now to find her and continue on. Indeed, but with great caution, our enemies are only growing stronger. That is advice best heeded. The next stratum will be the last. Mind that its erosion rate is over 12%. There is likely some irregularity present. May your investigation shed some light into this. Alright, only one more then. That takes care of that. So let's head back to the Reverie Garden. And let's watch us a story. So this one stays at the bottom, which is interesting. Alright, one step forward. Everything is early March. There's so many, like, things that happen right before everything hits the fan. Early March, 1207 Septine calendar. After commanding the Weissland army in the war, the one-time head of Lamar's forces was set to remain principal of Thor's branch campus. To that end, she found herself poring over reams of paperwork. Principal's office. Alright. There, I suppose about time for a break. When I first took this position, I never thought I'd stick with it. But thinking about the changing landscape of the continent, there's great significance behind staying here. I never planned on going back to the provincial army anyway. I need to put my all into being the principal, for Lady Mildine as well. Reevaluating the structure of Thor's main campus and revival of club activities. The main campus is going to see major changes, and the branch campus is going to expand in scope. In addition to a reshuffling of the teacher staff, more hands will be brought on board, and the number of students will increase greatly. For now, it looks like I'll be in charge of the arts. Instructor Mary and I will have to coordinate not just when it comes to classes, but clubs as well. If I remember correctly, she's currently back home taking some time off. I remember when she came to talk to me about her romantic woes. Okay, so it is about that. It was at the farewell party the night before Battle of Jormungandr. I believe Wallace was there as well. Speak of the devil. It's me, what is it? I see, understood. Well, now, this should be fun. What? St. Arc? Alright. Is this where Mary's from? Count out. Oh, Mary Altheim, right. Okay, so it would be. There you are, Mary. I'm sorry for asking you here during such a busy time of the school year. I even caused you to use up some of your valuable vacation time. Oh, right. He already talked on the phone with Makarov. It's perfectly alright. I managed to finish everything I needed to do. I'm thankful for the opportunity to take a break and come home for once. So what is it you wanted to speak with me about, Father? Well, you see, I'm happy your career is going so well, however. But I suppose there's no sense beating around the bush. What exactly is the status of your relationship with that man? Do you mean Makarov? Yes, him. That scruffy-looking commoner with no sense for the fine arts. I learned you two had been seeing each other for over a year, the night before the Great War started. It was still just a phone call, but I could tell from speaking with him that night that he is a strong-willed sort of man. Oh, okay. He's even Professor Schmidt's second disciple. However, what exactly has he done in the half-year since? He's still yet to give you a formal proposal or buy you a ring. Yes, but I thought you accepted his explanation when we came to visit. You mean after the war? To be frank, Professor Schmidt still has yet to recognize any of the results I've produced thus far. Until that happens, I won't feel as though I've earned my keep as a professional researcher. Once I've accomplished that, then and only then will I be ready to settle down with Mary. So please, I ask you to remain patient just a little while longer. I just need a bit more time. Oh, and that's gonna tie in. That's gonna tie in with the Tierfing project. So now that that's gonna be his capstone project, it's gonna lead into him finally settling down. I get it. His words were quite impactful, but they lacked convincing. To make matters worse, I haven't heard a single word from him since. Just what are these results he spoke of? Isn't he an instructor first and foremost like yourself? I assure you he has his reasons. Even if you of all people find that hard to believe. Enough, I'd rather move on from discussing him. I summoned you here today to talk about something else entirely. You have a marriage interview coming soon, Mary. Pardon? What in the world are you talking about? I respect the feelings you hold for that man. However, I can tell how unsatisfied his hesitancy has left you. You say he has his reasons, but not even you understand what results he's searching for, do you? No, not specifically. But he still has my support regardless. That may be, but I can't simply stand by and let you wallow in suspense like this. As for this interview, someone very well respected is willing to arrange this meeting. It would reflect poorly on our house should you refuse to go through with it now. It's scheduled for tomorrow. I can expect you to be there, yes? This is all so sudden, you put me into a position where I can't refuse. Let me be clear, I'm not forcing you to marry this person. I simply want you to keep your options open. As they say, experience is everything in life. As for who the suitor is, I'll leave that as a surprise. His character is even higher than his social standing, I assure you. That is all. I suggest you get a good night's rest ahead of tomorrow. Father, we're not done talking. I said, that is all. Fine, please excuse me. One step forward. Well, this is already a great time. So that's what this is all about. It's my fault that it's come to this. Please don't blame yourself. I'll be fine. My father said he wasn't going to force anything on me, so he should still respect my decision. Really? Well, that's a relief at least. So does that mean you were at least a little concerned about losing me? A little? More like an absolute panic. Still, you wouldn't have to go through with this if I were just a little more reliable. That's not how I see you at all. You're working as hard as you can. That's something to be admired. No, getting those results for the old man is just a matter of pride. I'm not going to be the man I ought to be until the job is done. They say I'm that stubborn old goat's second disciple, but I left the Institute without presenting a capstone project. Just look at everything George and Tita have already accomplished at their ages. Compared to them, I'm pathetic. Makarov. So would you happen to be at the branch campus's research building again today? Yeah, Einhellkeep is here, and that makes for the perfect testing ground. The main campus is no slouch, but this is the sort of the professor's home turf. I suppose it would be. I take the details of your project are still confidential then? Yeah, sorry about that. It's all got to stay under wraps until it's complete. I promise you'll be the first one to know once that old man's satisfied. Once that's done, I'll be paying your father another visit. You don't have to worry about that. My father may be impatient, but I'm in no rush. Take your time. It's getting late, so I should go. Please try not to push yourself too hard. I won't. I've only got one class tomorrow, so I was thinking of pulling an all-nighter. But just for you, I'll take it easy. Talk to you soon. He's neck deep in his research as ever. Makarov tries to hide it, but I can tell how concerned he is about me. It would be selfish to ask for more than that. But just once, I wish he'd say he was going to come rushing to my side. No, that only goes to show how much faith he has in me. I need to show the same faith in him. I'll have to politely turn down whatever suitor father has arranged for tomorrow. Okay, so where do Aurelia and Bardius come into this? And so the day of the arranged marriage meeting had arrived. Is it going to be some, like normal NPC-looking guy? I hope not. Okay, the mediator. Much to everyone's surprise, the mediator for said event was none other than the ruler of the southern province, Marquis Arms. However, the arranged partner Mary was to meet came at even greater surprise. Is it Patrick? Oh god, what? Oh, well, here's where Bardius comes in. Brigadier General Wallace? Oh, excuse me, you were recently promoted to Major General, as I recall. It's fine, I wouldn't expect you to call me by my rank anyway. I believe the last time we saw each other was the evening before the Great War. Yes, I believe so. It's good to see you again. But there hasn't been some sort of mistake, has there? Don't be so rude, Mary. Please forgive my daughter's behavior, your lordship, Major General. It's alright, her surprise is understandable. Major General Bardius has been quite the reputation in Sutherland, but he's hardly known as a ladies' man. He's been approached about potential partners for marriage before, but he's never accepted even once. It's as the Marquis says, this is my first time meeting with a partner for an arranged marriage. That's because I had never felt anything toward a potential suitress until now. Though I've only met Lady Mary once before, I became somewhat a secret admirer of hers. What sort of man would I be if I let an opportunity like this pass me up? I had to accept. You feel that way about me, Lord Wallace? Oh, then I'm happy my daughter won the favor of a man such as yourself. Father. I recall speaking with Lord Wallace and Lady Aurelia about my romantic troubles the night of that party. He should know how I feel, so why is he doing this? In that case, I imagine things should go quite smoothly. Yes, so it seems. 4 is a crowd, wouldn't you say? Why don't we give them some privacy? Take as long as you need, you two. House Altheim and House Bardius are among the most distinguished families in Sutherland. It was my pleasure to serve as a mediator. I'll be expecting good news. I'll do what I can. So... Well, this is awkward. So Aurelia must have gotten a call about this, I guess. Maybe. Oh, they're gonna walk around town. St. Ark is truly a wonderful and charming city, don't you think? Before it was the chalk color it is today, it was the shining white beacon that served as the capital following the calamity of the Dark Ages. And once peace returned, it became home to Erebonia's renaissance of the fine arts. Correct. It said that Sutherland's warmer climate played a hand in sparking people's interest and desire for the arts. That's how House Altheim came to own several works of art of the era of the old capital. What about your house, Lord Wallace? Well, House Bardius planted its roots in Erebonia after War of the Lions, so it has a lot of heirlooms from that era. Still, I've always been fonder of paintings and music personally. That's part of what drew me to you as a teacher of the arts. You don't say. That's very flattering. How about I buy us some drinks, and we can sit at one of the benches and chat some more? Well, alright. It's not quite the same as resting at a cafe, but it sounds delightful in its own way. You would think he'd be like a very popular person to be just walking around town. Huh, I had never thought of it that way. It's just my own personal interpretation. That said, I didn't take you for the type to have such deep knowledge of the arts. I'm truly impressed. Maybe so, but I could never compare to you. Your wisdom of the field goes far beyond your years as an instructor. Please, you flatter me. I have to admit, I didn't expect to have such a lively conversation with you about the arts. Do you have conversations like this with Lady Aurelia often? Well, I'd be lying if I said we haven't had our share. Well, they're both knowledgeable about the arts, it seems. Our share of meaningful conversations. Though we haven't had the time to talk together like this in some time. My apologies for bringing this up so suddenly, Lady Mary. But were you truly shocked when you realized I was the one here for you today? Yes, but you don't have to apologize. The way I responded at the estate was unbecoming. I'm sorry for that. I believe I fully gather my thoughts on the situation now. And I better understand your true intentions. Do you now? I haven't forgotten the advice you gave me on the matters of the heart during the send-off party before the war. If I had to guess, you're doing this to help my family retain its respect. You took this meeting knowing full well how it would end, didn't you? I'm, truly sorry for getting you involved in Count Altheim's internal matters. Not at all. I believe there's been a fundamental misunderstanding between us. There has? I spoke the truth when I said I was quite fond of you. Did you think those weren't my true feelings? Pardon? I'm well aware of how you feel toward Makarov. Given that, it may be uncouth of me to confess my feelings to you now of all times. Though just the same as him, I'm at the age where it's time I start to seriously consider marriage, even if there are obstacles in my way. It's only natural I give an earnest attempt to pursue someone who would be a good fit as my partner. And that someone is me? Yes, and it all started on the night of that party. I saw how wholeheartedly and loyally you cared for Makarov, irrational as it may be, that drew me to you. So much that I quietly grew to resent him for making you wait like you have. I couldn't help but think I would never treat you that way. Oh boy, here we go. Love triangle. I'm aware that confessing these feelings now will only increase the burden that's been weighing on you. But I couldn't simply give up. I'm a stubborn man who let his pride get in the way. I'm sorry, Lady Mary. I can only imagine how confusing this must be for you. Nevertheless, I want you to understand my feelings are genuine. Is he serious? But if you still don't believe me, then there's somewhere I'd like you to accompany me. Would you do me the honor? He's gonna buy her a necklace or something? You're referring to Chardin Boutique? But why here? Because there's something I'd like to get for you, if that's alright. Consider it a testament to just how sincere my feelings are. I don't know what to say to that. I can't possibly reciprocate, even if your feelings are sincere. Makarov is the one I... As I said, I'm well aware of what I'm doing is rather unrefined and possibly even unreasonable. All I ask is that you hear me out. I get the sense there's something about your and Makarov's relationship that is still in doubt. That's because... he's not necessarily wrong. Father has picked up on that too. That's why he's been so concerned. The look on your face tells me you're aware of this as well. All the more reason I can't simply back down. What's this? I know a ring would be a bit too sudden, but I hope you can accept this. A stunning corsage. Is this a Margaret corsage? That's right, in the language of flowers, the Margaret means true love. It represents my feelings toward you. True love. I also ask that you consider social standing, as two people both coming from noble houses. I'm only the son of a baron, but I do have an accomplished military career under me. That seems to be enough to satisfy Count Altheim. As a man, I'm confident I can make you happy. Given the direction things have gone since the war, I suspect the next era will be a trying one for the nobility. Our house could support one another through if we were together. I suppose that's true. It's alright, I'm not asking for an immediate answer. My only hope for today was for us to get to know each other better. I know how unreasonable it would be to expect an answer so soon. So I think we should end things here. I'll come for your answer tomorrow. What do you mean? Didn't he literally just say it would be unreasonable to... so soon, and then he says tomorrow. Yeah, great. I hope you'll think carefully about who the best partner for you really is. Well then, I'll take my leave for now. I'll be looking forward to good news. Oh. How did it come to this? What do I tell Makarov? The best partner for me? How do I truly feel? And so, the following day... It sounds as though the two of you had quite the productive day yesterday. I understand you asked us here because there's something you want to say. What is it? Could it be you've agreed to accept the Major General as a suitor? I'm ready for your answer if you are, Lady Mary. Very well. I spent all of last night giving serious consideration to my response. While I'm incredibly flattered and grateful for your feelings, Lord Wallace, I'm afraid I cannot return them. Are you certain? Oh dear. Might I ask why? It's rather simple. Because I am in love with Makarov. Are you really? Yes. Please forgive me for being rude. But you're sure that love is real? Of course I am. In that case, could I ask you to explain your feelings to us? I need to hear ample reason why I could never win your heart the way he has. Well, if I'm being honest, I don't know how to explain it myself. Would starting at how Makarov and I first met suffice? Go on. This is a good opportunity for me to learn as well. Please continue, Mary. I was still a naive, sheltered girl when I was first hired by Thors. I didn't know whether I was cut out for teaching. My first days were full of stumbles, and I felt as though I was always causing problems for my colleagues. Oh wow, they actually are using like the new models, but for old stuff. I recall Makarov in particular being rather cold. I even considered him frightening. But as we interacted more and more, I came to know his true character. Yes, at first glance he can seem slovenly and come across as aloof. But the truth was he was watching over me more than anyone else. Makarov was giving me help and advice in his own nonchalant way. That isn't to say he was giving me special treatment, it was simply who he was. As the day passed, I began to respect him for it without realizing it. I even grew fond of the heartwarming relationship he holds with his niece, Mint. And then after the Civil War ended, my feelings became all too clear to me. It wasn't just the respect I felt toward him. Oh, isn't that something? But why him of all people? Father, does the 10-year gap difference in social standing bother you that much? Oh, the 10-year age gap, and I didn't even realize they were 10 years apart. I mean, 10 years is a lot, but I don't believe any of that matters when it comes to matters of the heart. Well,
まだまだ人生経験の浅い私が本当の愛について語るのはおこがましいと思います。ですがこの思いは本物だと。いいえ、本物にしていきたいと思っています。ですから本当に申し訳ありません。改めてこの話はなかったことにさせてください。
Wow. So that's how it is. I see how deep your feelings for Makarov run now. Then does that mean you feel that strongly about him, Mary? How could any of us deny it after hearing all of that?
メアリー嬢よ、そう結論を急ぐこともないだろう。
That voice, is it? Hey, I was wondering where you were. Please pardon my intrusion, Lord Hierarms and Count Altheim. I understand an arranged marriage is being discussed today. It was only right for me to drop what I was doing and come straight here. Whatever do you mean? Are you saying you're in favor of this arranged marriage, your ladyship? That I am. But why? I cannot deny that your feelings for Makarov are genuine, Lady Mary. However, right, there's still the matter of how Makarov himself feels. I can recognize that you indeed love him, but what if that love is unrequited? His tone is much more serious than before. I assure you that isn't the case. I know he feels the same about me. If that's the case, why is it the two of you haven't seen each other much of late? Did he not leave you behind to take his research to the branch campus hangar? Yes, he has been in leaves. But that's because there is an important project Makarov has no choice but to finish. You don't sound very sure of yourself, Lady Mary. Again, I cannot deny the two of you share a genuine bond. But could the same not be true of yourself and Wallace? They're giving each other looks like this is all part of some elaborate plan. I've known this man since we were students, and never once has he let me down. He has always met my expectations and lent his support, as noble as a soldier and a comrade. If he directed that loyalty towards someone he loved, I have no doubt he would devote himself to them. He would never leave you side or keep you waiting. He would, he would live up to your expectations and become a better partner to you than Makarov ever could. This is such a weird story. Like, of all the characters in the post-game to give us a, like, story about, why Instructor Mary? Something tells me you suspect that as well. Even Count Le Guin recognizes what kind of man the Major General is. Mary, I understand how sincere your feelings are. All I want for you is to choose a partner who will prioritize your happiness above all else. That is my only wish as your father. I know, Father, but I can't possibly change how I feel so easily. What can I say to them? Makarov, He showed up. Oh, thanks, Mint.
Mary さんの気持ちに寄り添うのは他の誰でもなく俺の役目です。
Makarov. Looks like we made it just in the nick of time. What a shame. I was hoping to see what would happen if you took longer. You can be a real bully sometimes, you know that? What are these? Well, well. It looks splendid. Is this the machine I've been hearing so much about? The new soldat you've been developing with the aid of Schwarzer and the others, is it finished? Yeah, I even got Professor Schmidt to acknowledge it as my capstone project. It'll still be a while before it's announced to the public, so keep this a secret. But now that it's done, there's nothing stopping me from standing by your side. I'm finally a man worthy of you. Oh, Makarov. Worthy, eh? A little ironic when you say your project is what kept her waiting and led to you interrupting an arranged marriage proposal in the first place. I'm not going to make any excuses. What I do know is I could never call myself a man if I didn't stop what was happening. I know I half-ass some important things when it comes to a lot of things in life. I'm always shooting myself in the foot, be it with research or Mary. But she loves me for who I am. And better yet, she's the most devoted person I've ever met, and I'm not just talking about our relationship. Mary has everything I lack. She's the other half I've been missing. She's also the most beautiful and charming woman I've ever met. Goodness, And all of that scared me. I doubted myself. I may be older than her, but I'm hardly any more experienced when it comes to love and all that. Do I even deserve to be with her? More importantly, can I truly make her happy? When I heard about all this suitor business, for a brief moment I thought it was for the best. I simply lacked confidence in myself. Deep down, I knew producing results with my research was only an excuse. But now I have what it takes to harden my resolve. I'm not going to deceive Mary or myself anymore. Sorry, Major General, but I'm not letting you or anyone else have her. I don't care about our differences in social standing, how decorated you are, or if you're better suited for her than I am. Nothing's going to change how I feel about her. Makarov. You tell him. Thanks, Mint. Well, when you put it like that, if you feel that strongly about Lady Mary, then I humbly concede. The look in your eyes tells me everything I need to know. I won't stand in your way. It was a very heartfelt speech. But are you sure this is what you want, Mary? I am, Father. Oh my, that's all well and good, but I do believe everyone gathered today to see a marriage be arranged. You wouldn't want to disappoint them. If you're so resolved, then why don't we make it official? What? Agreed. I think that would be an entertaining way to close out the afternoon. What do you think, Lord Hjarms and Count Altheim? But of course. Yes, I suppose there's nothing else to do at this point. You've got this, Uncle Makarov. Does he even have a ring? I'm not a perfect man, I'm still immature in a lot of ways, and I know I can be a handful at times. But I know there's nothing we can't beat so long as we hold on to the love we have for one another. Oh god, he does have a ring!
あなたは俺の人生になくてはならない人です。だからどうか俺と結婚してください。
マカロフさん。はい、こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
Such an odd, like I'm happy for them. Like, obviously this has been building since the first Cold Steel, but it's still such an odd story to put in here. I really appreciate your concern and help through all of this. Sorry about all the fuss, your lordship. No need to apologize. I'm grateful I had the chance to see something so wonderful today. Don't mention it. Something tells me things would have worked out between you two, even without the theatrics. Oh, and about the Marquette corsage I gave you yesterday. Consider it an engagement gift for me to the both of you. Lord Watts, does that mean you planned for all this from the beginning? Sheesh, how am I supposed to top that? I'm sure you'll have plenty of opportunities. The General sure did take me for a ride, though. Whatever do you mean? Wallace was the one who requested my help. But after reflecting on it, I thought it would be more interesting to set him up with you. And I wouldn't mind arranging for it again, should Sir Makarov fail to meet my expectations. I'll pass on incurring that wrath, thanks. You really are something else, you know that? Pardon me if I'm being too presumptuous, Wallace, but perhaps it's time for you to take a step forward as well. You got me there. He does feel that way about Aurelia. Ooh, want to tell us what's so funny? Man, go away. Pipe down. Keep your nose out of other people's business for once. Aw, come on. You two wouldn't have got together in the first place if it wasn't for me. Not wrong. She's not wrong. I feel like I owe Mint a lot for pushing us together a few years ago. Sure, but don't go encouraging her. That's a slippery slope. Guess I owe it to you for coming with me today. It meant a lot. That's more like it. You're very welcome. Geez, how many times do I have to tell you to be more honest about your feelings? Don't let it get to your head, kid. Regardless, today has been a joyous day, wouldn't you say? As long as you're here, could I interest you in joining us for dinner? We can begin the wedding planning over drinks. That sounds great. I'd be happy to. Shall we be off then? He really has to clean himself up, though. People have a way of defying expectations, don't they? Lady Mary was certainly surprised, but I also didn't expect Sir Makarov to fight so valiantly. I know what you mean. Maybe I could learn a thing or two from them. Oh? From the sound of it, you were courting her with everything you had. I find it hard to believe it's all just a performance. Who can say? Anyway, Lady Aurelia, if you have some spare time, would you care to cross blades with me? After a practice duel, are you? It has been a while since we last did battle. Very well, on the condition that it be on horseback. Are you sure? Why not? I'm feeling nostalgic for the duel we had during our academy days. It's a memory I can never forget. My only regret is that there was no victor. Do you really consider it a draw? I was the president of the riding club and you are a fresh-faced first year. You might as well have won. Not at all. I've never been satisfied with that result. I know when to admit defeat. We really do have a phenomenal first year on our hands. To the victor goes the spoil. Since you won, you can make one request to me as the club's president. What do you desire? I don't believe this to be a true victory, though I will answer your question even if it was a draw. My goal is to demonstrate the potential of the sword, so to do so, I will become the commander-in-chief of the world itself. Should Eidos allow that to pass, then my wish is for you to support me as my right-hand man. Look at young Aurelia there. That day really takes me back. In retrospect, that's probably where it all began. Why the smirk? It's nothing, just thinking this is a good opportunity. I'll face you with everything I have, so this duel's outcome will be more to your liking. Will you now? I should be the one telling you that.
やるからには今度こそ勝たせてもらうぞ。オレス・バルディアス先輩。
また懐かしい呼び方を。だがそれはこちらのセリフだ。覚悟するがいい。オーレリア・ルグイン。
Is that the end? Yep, one step forward. So, Bardius has feelings for Aurelia. I don't know if Aurelia... I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if Aurelia could be wanting to... I mean, she was talking about settling down, and obviously she took jabs at Reen about it. Being like, oh, if there's no one else, just, you know, marry me. And she's talking about pumping out kids and stuff like that. It's a ridiculous way of talking about it. But, yeah, that is pretty much it. So, very interesting story for them to give us. But it was worth it in the end to see what Aurelia looked like in her school days. She still looked just as menacing as she does now. So, in between this time and next time, I'm going to get those last 3 gold ceiling stones by constantly... I wonder if you can just reset any of the stratums. Oh, yeah, so it reset all of them. So I guess you could just get them on any floor. So most likely what I'm going to do is I'm just going to farm the first floor. Just over and over until I get those last 3 gold ceiling stones. And then we'll pick up from there next time. We'll unlock the other 3 characters. and then we'll continue on to the 7th stratum. So that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.